What's up, everyone? It's Chicks in the Office with Rhea and Fran, giving you that Friday energy on a Wednesday, except we have a very special edition of Maria Squared. We got Maria here and Maria Georgas in the seat next to me, aka Maria Gorgeous, as I like to call her, and we are very excited to dive into Maria's life, into pop culture. We're going to talk about it all. Are you ready?
I'm so ready.
All right, let's do a little cheers. Cheers,
Cheers,
we got our
Maria.
chorus light. Cheers, Maria. I'll formally go by Maria instead of Rhea this episode. Mm-hmm. This podcast is presented by Macy's. As the leaves change and I spot last year's boots tucked away, you know I want a new pair of boots, which is why I ordered myself a fresh new pair of fall boots to get right into my new fall wardrobe from Macy's. I ordered Steve Madden boots. They're beige, they're tall, they're knee-high, and I am ready to whip these bad boys out this fall. With 30 to 40% off shoes and boots, Macy's great shoe sale couldn't have come at a better moment. You guys need to invest in good fall and winter boots this season. It is a staple for any outfit, and it elevates any outfit that you're wearing. This is the best time to refresh your fall shoe wardrobe, and from now until October 16th, shoes and boots are on sale at an impressive 30 to 40% off. Brands featured DV by Dolce Vita. You can also get Arezzo, INC, On 34th, Steve Madden, Lucky Brand, and more. So you can shop at Macy's.com, or you can go to a Macy's store, try on the boots that you like. I cannot wait to whip out my new Steve Madden beige knee-high boots this fall and winter. Boots to me are an absolute staple. So shop at Macy's and shop for the boots that are going to become a staple for your fall wardrobe. Okay. First of all, it's been a long time coming for you to come onto this podcast, because I remember as soon as your season ended, I reached out to you. I was like, oh my God, we'd love to have you on. We met after.
Yep.
And now it's finally come.
I know.
Finally, we are here.
I know. I remember meeting you guys at the Women Tell. That was funny.
It was fun.
It was crazy.
How has life been for you? It seems like you are traveling all over the place, and now you're in New York City. What has life been like for you in the past couple months?
It's been amazing. Like I'm taking every day like as it comes, and like I'm just kind of having fun, but like I want to be in New York City, and so that's why I've been staying months at a time. But I'm Canadian, so it's obviously going to be always harder for me to kind of like maneuver my way in here. But it's been good. I've been having, opportunities to like do certain things, some things that it's still in the works, which I'm very excited for. But yeah, no, it's been great. I didn't think I didn't know that the reality show was going to bring all these opportunities to me, and I've just been very grateful and taking things as they come, and see what works for me.
Yeah, just riding that high.
Yeah,
I feel like you've had quite the summer.
Yes.
I feel like we saw you at, first you just did Alex Cooper's live show, Unwell. You're doing our live show in Buffalo. We're super pumped up for that.
I love
Cannot wait. That show's already sold out, so I'm sorry people can't buy tickets, but you're listening to Maria right now, so that's a treat. And then also over the summer, we saw you at Alex Cooper's birthday party. It was a whole big thing.
Yes.
What's that like for you when you're going out? It's a lot different than when you used to go out, right? Like there's cameras on you, there's eyes on you.
Yeah.
What's your mindset while you're out partying and people are filming you?
Well, the way I look at things, and honestly, like I just go out and I'm like, I don't think of myself as anything. I just see myself as just having a fun night. And when people come up to me or like people embrace me, I embrace them right back. And I don't know. I don't think much of it. I appreciate, obviously, that part of things. And it is a little weird because, like, sometimes if you go out, like, with friends and then they think, like, you're dating that person or you're with that person, that gets a little complicated. But no, I don't. I still continue my way of being as I did before the show. So,
and like, say you wake up the next morning and you're scrolling TikTok, and all of a sudden you see videos of yourself.
Yep.
What's the thought process there?
Yeah. Well, already it was freaky to see people make edits of me while I was on the show. That was fucking cool. But
with
now
music in the background,
oh my God,
like hype music.
I wish I could just post those on my Instagram. But no, I think it's cool to see that people still like appreciate me and like me, and that's really nice. And I'll always give a like and a comment whenever I see it, and I think it's really cool. But again, like that's just something I appreciate. It's not something that like I let it get to my head or change who I like, what, how I go about things.
Yeah, you're looking at the TikTok, you're closing your phone, and then you're going to the next thing.
Yeah. Or I'm like, oh, this is really fucking cool. Oh, I love you too, kind of thing. And then okay, on to the next.
Yeah, you always look like you're having a blast, having a great time. I think that's what people love about you. They love your honesty.
Yeah.
And I think who you are as a person really showed during your time on The Bachelor. And I think that's why people gravitated towards you and took a liking to you so easily, because nowadays with reality TV, it's not often you get somebody so authentic. There's a lot of people that go on to reality TV and they want to be a character and they want to be liked or whatever. And they obviously goes opposite sometimes when you're trying too hard. But you are you all the time, it seems.
Yeah, no, it's I tell you this in full like transparency, like it's hard for me to be anyone else. I cannot keep up with that act. But then being around people that are so I don't want to say they're so good at it, but like in ways like they know how to, I get told a lot sometimes I should act more like a lady. And I get that told by my dad a lot. And I get that. But even then I'm like, I'm just going to do me, like whatever happens. And I think people really like respected that. They were like, this is different. This is not what we usually see. And it wasn't something I was trying to do to like make a statement or whatever. I was like, fuck it. If they like me, they like me. If they don't, they don't. If it works out, it works out. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Like I always kind of try to go through life like that. Like even opportunities, if they come and it happens, great. If it doesn't, it wasn't meant for me. But yeah, no, I think just being authentically yourself, it's something that you can do honestly, and like you're not kind of like falling into this like weird headspace where you're like you always have to keep up with something that you're not, and
you don't have to keep up with your lies. You could just you're keeping up with yourself.
No, and it feels so good where it's like, yeah, like shit happens. Like not everyone's gonna like you, and I knew that, and you know what? I didn't know how people were gonna perceive me after the fact. It was kind of like reassuring to know that like I was right with how I was feeling, and I was feeling very isolated, and people had my back. But again, like I did not expect any of it, which was really exciting to see.
Can you give us a little background on the devil ears you're wearing? So we're in the spirit of Halloween early this year. I got a little witch hat and Maria's got her devil ears. Let's hear the story about these devil ears.
Yeah. So first and foremost, I love Halloween. Like it is my favorite time of the year. I don't know what it is about horror movies. I just really resonate with it.
What's your favorite horror movie?
Oh, that's a good question. That is a really good question. It's hard for me to say. Recently, it's been Terrifier. I don't know if you guys have seen it.
No.
Oh my God. Well, do you like slashers?
No.
Like killer clowns?
I'm not like a horror movie girl.
Oh,
that's why I'm very interested.
Have you seen Elvira? How's your head?
No.
And then she responds, never had no complaints?
No. Because that's why I'm interested in the brain of somebody who loves these types of movies.
I don't know what it is. I just love the season. I love when I see, literally if I go anywhere and I see a pumpkin, it just makes me happy. Like, I don't know what it is. But these devil ears, so funny enough, I knew we were going to potentially be filming like during Halloween. So I was like, I'm going to pack them because I don't care what's going on. When I have my downtime, I'm putting these devil ears on to know that I'm in the spirit of Halloween. So it was just perfect when like a girl in the house called me the devil, and I was like, well, very fitting at this point. But no, I love Halloween, and I really did want to really embrace it. Unfortunately, actually, fun fact, I got sent home on the 31st of Halloween. So that was very devastating because I got to spend no time in the real world and experience like fun Halloween parties all of last year because of the show. But it's okay.
But you have this year.
But I have
this year. Do you have
your
costumes planned?
Well, so I was in the movie The Pacifier, and I was a scout girl.
Yes.
I was a scout girl, so I think I want to do like a sexy little scout. And then my bold friend is going to be Vin Diesel.
Oh, that's really funny.
So it's going to be like a little like
that's
funny.
Perfect. That's really funny. So, okay, but why is it that you like horror movies? Like, do you watch them alone? Like, do you like to be scared?
I don't know. Ask my therapist. I really don't get it. I just think that like for me, I like to feel things. So being scared is like, I don't know, it gets me out of my head. So when I'm watching a good horror movie, especially a good slasher, I don't know, I like my killers. I like Michael, I like Freddy, I like Jason, I like Mike, I like what's his fucking name?
Mom,
Chucky.
I'm scared. I'm
scared. Like as a kid, like no, like weirdly as a kid, like I used to watch Chucky. I had like a thing for Chucky.
Well,
I need help.
As a kid, I actually liked horror movies more than I do now.
Yeah.
I think now that I'm like so aware of things that like can be real, I don't like them. But as a kid, I liked like The Haunting of Connecticut, Paranormal Activity, even Chucky. Like a girl I went to elementary school with, she fucking loved Chucky. Like that was her shit.
Yes.
Do you think it's sort of like
psychological?
Like a defense mechanism thing, like where you're trying to not get too deep into your feelings, so instead you're gonna watch scary movies to like distract from your real feelings?
Probably.
Not to get super deep, but like
no, but what you just said about like you don't like things that can actually happen. See, I don't watch like serial killer documentary. Like I do sometimes, but like that stuff where even Final Destination, where like these are real life things that can happen. That's why I really resonate with the killers, where it's like these guys in masks who walk really slow while you're running, and they're like it's just crazy. Where you're like I can just sit back and enjoy that. I don't know. That's a good question, but I don't know. I just really enjoy it. I can't explain it. I've always loved Halloween. I love the idea of dressing up. I love the idea that I get to carve a fucking pumpkin. I like to, I don't know. I can't answer that question.
Right. It was a deep question.
Probably.
We don't have to get that deep, but it's a good question.
Yeah.
And we're in the spirit of Halloween right now.
Yes.
I wish we could have coordinated a little bit better. Like we could have done like
Angel. We could be the Angel.
Or we could have done like Lizzie and Isabella from the Lizzie McGuire movie. You know, we could have done something like that.
Maybe at the well, no, not the live show. We can make it like a Halloween
We
theme,
could. Why
I love
not?
it so much.
Exactly. Like everywhere you go, it's just Halloween.
Yes.
I want to talk a little bit about, you know, Jenn's season ended recently, and you went on TikTok to clear things up because your name got brought up during the finale, which I think a lot of people were surprised by. I think I was watching and was like, whoa, like Maria's being thrown into this. How did you hear your name was brought up? Were you watching? Were people messaging you? Like, what happened there?
So basically, like, when Devin had followed me, obviously I was getting messages about it. And by the time I found out, he had unfollowed. Like, that's just what it was. So I didn't really think anything of it. Obviously, I had reached out to a producer to, like, let them know, like, this is what's kind of going on behind the scenes. So, like, let Jenn know kind of thing. Because, again, at that point, I didn't even know who she ended up with. Me, personally, I thought it would have been her ex. I heard the ex was going on the show, and I was like, oh, my money's on the ex. I didn't watch in full. So I was confused. But you know, I was in the Bahamas with my family and I don't know, I always have these like weird feelings where I'm like, I just need to watch. So I did watch the finale, and I don't know, I had a weird feeling about it. And then when I heard my name in that context, I was like, that's gonna do some damage, because if it's not fully kind of like, let the people know that, hey, Maria never followed back. Maria never even like entertained it whatsoever. People are going to expect, well, that could be a reason why they ended the relationship. That could be there's something happening behind the scenes. From that point of her mentioning my name, like I was getting like slut shamed like no tomorrow for like 3 days straight. I say 3 days because, you know, it didn't last long until I finally put my video out there to like clarify. But that's the problem. Like in this world, we really need to like think about what we're going to say before we say it. But I was getting slut shamed. I was getting...
People were jumping to conclusions really fast.
Absolutely. I was getting messages like while I'm in the Bahamas, like I post a picture of the beach and they're like, where's Devin, you whore? I'm like, what the fuck? Like this is so dangerous. And
by the way, as if you would ever give him the time of day.
No, absolutely not. And like at the end of the day, like it just made me upset because I know Jenn knew that. And so for her to have brought up my name, I get it. Like you had to do it if that's how you felt in the moment, but not kind of looking out to how it was going to affect me kind of sucked because she knew, she even mentioned that she knew the effect that it was going to have by bringing that up. So it kind of just, it made me sad that like you didn't really think about me in that moment, knowing that like I was innocent.
Yeah.
So it was just another mess that I had to clean up, and you know, that I guess that's just what it is. I keep getting things thrown at me, and I'm here to clear it up because I have nothing to hide. I think everyone that's ever come at me online knows that. And yeah, so I'm just here doing my thing until I have to clear anything else up.
Right. There's a couple of points I want to hit on, but I feel like the first one I want to talk about is the repercussions of how things will affect somebody's name that's mentioned. I think a lot of times when people are thrown in the spotlight on the internet, on reality TV, they want to defend themselves, and they're thinking about themselves and not necessarily thinking about the repercussions of other people who are mentioned, and then like the damage it does down the line. So I totally get what you're saying with that, because it's like, of course Jenn wants to defend herself, and like she feels like her world is crashing down with this asshole, but then not thinking about like her, you know, once close friend, how you're gonna feel about that.
Exactly.
And then the other point I want to touch on, you mentioned, you know, people, you're very honest. Like there's no reason for you to hide anything.
No.
Do you feel like there's people out there that know you know things about them and have like backed off? They're like, we're not going to fuck around.
Absolutely. And I'll say this, like, there's a reason why I hold back on talking about things. And this is kind of what annoys me with this little world, like the Reddit and this and that. It's like, if I don't speak on something, it's like, well, why aren't you speaking? We want to hear from you. And then when I do, they're like, well, why did you? It's not your place. Don't talk about it. So like, I'm always stuck in like, what the fuck should I do? But the reality of it is that I have nothing to hide, and I have receipts. I'm a Virgo, and I've talked about me being a Virgo before. It's like, when I'm telling you guys right now, what camera should I look at? This one? Yeah. Like, the person that I am is that like, anyone comes at me, if I'm willing, like, and I'm willing to, you know, talk about it, I have nothing to hide, and I have proof as to why I'm innocent. And there's a reason why they hold back on doing that as well, because they can't come for me because they know they're going to be in trouble. And that's just the way I've lived my life, and I'm secure in that. And even when I'm in the wrong, I'll still be able to sit in front of that person and have that conversation. And just a lot of people can't do that. And so I'm always stuck kind of shutting my mouth. And that's okay too. I'm willing to just move past this and move forward. But when I'm constantly being asked things, I'm stuck in like, what do you want to hear from? Do you want me to, like, what do I do? Because again, like in that moment when she brought my name up, I'm being slut shamed. She's like, you know, doing her thing, and I respect her. And mind you, like, I am like going to protect her no matter what, despite my feelings towards whatever. But anyone disrespects her, I'll kick his ass. Like, that's just who I am. But at the end of the day, I was left to be slut shamed for days while, you know, nothing was really kind of protected on my, like, I didn't feel protected in that moment. Right. So I have to come to my own defense, and I've had to come to my own defense, and it just gets tiring.
Right. And it's tiring, and it's also like, I could see you being in the position where you're like, I don't want to rehash things, but people ask you about it. Like me, I'm sitting here asking you about it right now because I know people are interested, and even myself, I'm interested.
Oh, to this day, I still get questions.
Right. And it's all natural. We're all nosy. We all want to know each other's business, especially when you guys have been on reality TV. Yes. But then you're, and you know it, but then you're stuck in a hard place because, like you said, you're willing, and I think this is what you're saying, is that you're willing to move past things. Even people who have done you wrong, you're moving to move past it.
Yes.
They want to move past it because they know you have something on
exactly
them. Where it's like, they're not moving past it just because they're moving past it.
No, because behind the scenes, I know they're talking shit, and I know that, like,
something and could make them look worse.
Right. And so like even on the show, and I think it's been very obvious on how I've had to deal with things where, like, even at the Women Tell All, like, not once did anyone ask, you know, Maria, how did it feel to be so wrongly perceived? How, like, or ask, or turn it towards the girls that did kind of like put me in that position to be like, why did you do that? It was never that. It was always, Maria, why do you think this person did that to you? Why don't you ask them? But again, I was willing to make amends because I was so ready to move past it. Because you know what? I see people, if you're going to come to apologize to me, I take you for your word. I'm like that kind of person where I'm like, okay, no ill will. Like, people at the Women Tell, like, besides even filming this, but like, you saw how people reacted towards me at the Women. I could have easily stood there and been like, fuck you guys. But I was like, no, like, you guys are human. We all make mistakes. Like, we're going to work through this, and I'm okay to move past it. But the sneakiness and the full of shit, like, when I see someone being full of shit, it like cringes me to my core, where I'm like, oh.
I totally feel that.
But again, at this point in my life, maybe, like I said to you, I thrive in drama because I'm not afraid of it. Where I'm like, yeah, let's bring it on.
Bring it on because
you want to start with
facts.
me. You're starting with the wrong person.
Right.
So I'm okay to do that, but also I'm okay to move on with my life because that's what I've done and I've genuinely moved on. So when people are constantly bringing, like when my name was brought up on the show, the first time it was out of her control. The guy did it, whatever that guy's name is, brought me up on, I guess when they had a date. I didn't speak of it because I was like, oh God, like what the fuck is happening? People were tagging me and shit. I'm like, I'm not even gonna entertain this. And then it became the finale where she brought my name up and I was like, now I'm a whore. So now that's it's coming at my character. That's not who I am. I'm like so innocent in this. Didn't even follow back. Yeah. Like God forbid. And that I was like, no, I'm coming to my defense. Now, is there more to the story? Sure. Absolutely, there's more to the story. I think everyone with the right mind would know that there's always more to the story. But for the sake of everyone just moving the fuck on, you just got to keep things quiet. But that doesn't mean if someone comes at me, I don't have my chance to speak.
Yes.
And I'll always be that way.
Right. It's a hard place to go. Do I defend myself or do I just keep quiet and have the people say, oh, if she's not speaking on this, she did something wrong? I hope people understand what you're saying because I totally...
Yeah, me too.
No, but I know because like, I totally get where you're coming from and what you're saying and can relate to that where you know yourself, your family, your friends, they know you and you're just like, fuck all this.
Yes.
I don't have to speak on anything. People don't need to know every single thing. But if they do want to know... I'll let them know.
Yeah, like, I'm ready to tell.
Right, exactly.
If the other person gives me a reason to protect myself, believe me, I am protecting myself. Always like 10 out of 10 times. And you saw it on the show and you're going to see it now. So like for me, it's like you leave me be and I will move on peacefully. You continue to bring me into the mix. Come on. There gets to a point where it's like, yeah, it's easy for someone on the internet to be like, just ignore it. Really? Like it's not that easy. Like people are busting your fucking balls
when you're getting attacked.
Oh yeah, I'm telling you, slut shame like I've never seen. It was so funny. I opened up a DM and someone was like, "Please be Bachelorette," and the next one was, "You fucking whore, go like blah blah blah." And I'm like, the switch up is crazy.
Right? You're like, wow, fan behavior. Yeah, seriously,
the switch up is crazy, and I'm like, you don't even know the facts, and then you're just jumping to conclusion.
It is really alarming how quickly people can switch up online when they're a fan of you, and then it's just one thing they believe it, and they all of a sudden switch up. It's very alarming. When you say there's more to the story, and then we can move past this. Is there more to the story regarding like you and Jenn's friendship? Because we do know that you guys were close. Like you were advocating for her to be Bachelorette.
Yes.
Is there more to the story with that and why you guys are no longer friends?
I think me being a friend to her, I did my part. Like regardless of like what other people want to think, like I stood by her side. We were really close in the house. I spoke how happy I was for her to be Bachelorette behind the scenes. I did the same. I was a big advocate for her to have her time, and there's a lot of times where I just like stood back and let her have her moment. I stand by that. People see it as different. They want to like take little things from podcasts and like make it into something that it's not. All I can say is this, like I think that there's always going to be more to the story. Regardless, that's personal. And I think that right now we're keeping it that way, and I'm okay with that. And I respect that. But I think, of course there's more to the story.
Right.
Like that just like there's always, if you don't know the full story, there's always going to be more to the story.
And it's okay for you guys to keep that between you.
Yeah.
And if need be, you talk about it later on, but right now that's between you guys.
That's right.
Sometimes things happen with friends and
that's it.
You're not meant to be.
No.
You're not meant to be close anymore.
Exactly.
And that's that. When you're in need of chill this fall, go ahead and grab yourself a Coors Light. Maybe you're stuck in traffic, you're traffic jammed. Then you get home and you're like, oh my God, I need to chill. Let me just reach in my fridge and grab a cold Coors Light. Maybe you just want to sit back, relax, and enjoy some friends over for some company. You don't feel like going anywhere. That's when you can kick back, grab a Coors Light, and choose chill. Don't get caught up in the fall chaos of things. Savor the season and choose chill, and then reach for a Coors Light. When you embrace a chill mindset this fall, it's a good time to choose chill and crack open a Coors Light. Fall feels good when you choose chill and then reach for that Coors Light. Get Coors Light delivered straight to your door with Instacart by going to CoorsLight.com/chicks. Once again, CoorsLight.com/chicks, and you can get it delivered straight to your door with Instacart. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. We can sort of wrap up the Bachelor talk by playing a little game.
Yes, let's play.
So this game is going to be Would You Rather?
Yes.
And it's going to be Bachelor edition.
Down.
It's going to be would you rather do this or go back on The Bachelor?
Okay.
Which we know you love the show.
I do.
We know you're a big fan of the show. We're big fans of the show. So it's more just a little bit of fun. Okay. Would you rather date a guy from Jenn's season or go back on The Bachelor?
Go back on The Bachelor.
Would you rather watch your dad go on The Golden Bachelorette or go back on The Bachelor?
Go back on The Bachelor.
So you wouldn't want to watch your dad on The Golden Bachelor?
No, he's so awkward. He would no.
So when everyone was like signing their parents up to go on, you were like, fuck
by
that.
the way, Mark is... if he's the next Bachelor, I might reconsider really going on the next Bachelor. But I'm sorry, I love you, Kelsey. But like, come on.
No, he has a certain je ne sais quoi.
Yeah, for real. I met him in person. He's great.
Would you rather cut your hair into a bob or go back on The Bachelor?
Oh my God, I'd look like my brother. Go back on The Bachelor. No.
That's funny. Stub your toe every room you walk into or go back on The Bachelor?
Go back on The Bachelor.
You fucking love it. You fucking love
I
being
just
on the
want to
show.
stub my toe in every fucking room, you know? Like,
yeah, you won't have a toe after that
Yeah,
point. It's
you know,
gonna
I'm
get
just being
like
realistic.
really stubby. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Smell really bad
Oh,
and
God.
nobody
Go back
tells
on The
you or
Bachelor.
go back on The Bachelor.
Go back on The Bachelor. No, my biggest thing is like, I always fear that I smell bad. So.
That's my literal biggest fear is smelling
Yeah,
bad, and I have to
no.
make, because I saw one person one time say she looks like she smells bad, and now I make sure that I smell really
You
good.
look like you smell really nice.
Oh my God, thank you.
You're
Okay.
welcome.
Would you rather say after every question you ask or go back on The Bachelor?
Say A after every question because I do already say A too much, but I like it because I'm in America and they don't get it.
I haven't heard you say it at all.
Really?
This whole time.
Give it time.
Okay. This one, okay. Give up winter jackets for 3 years or go back on The Bachelor?
Funny story, I never wear winter jackets. Even during the full winter, like, I don't know, I have a jacket and barely wear it. So,
Give up winter jackets.
yeah, I'll give up winter jackets.
So for the most part, you would rather go back on The Bachelor than any of
I
this.
mean, listen, like, would I actually? Probably not. Well, I'm not going on Paradise. We talked about that.
yeah.
I'm not doing that. So, but like, yeah, for those questions, yeah, I'd go back on The Bachelor.
Yeah, okay, you answered them. So no Paradise. What is your goals going forward? Like, do you want to have a podcast? Do you want to have a show? Like, what do you want to do with this newfound, like, following and fame that you have come to?
Yeah, I think, again, like, just going back to me being like, I am still who I am. And like, I was content with going back home to just doing exactly what I was doing. I've had opportunities that have come to me and like come my way where it's very exciting. And I'm just like letting things go as they come. And if it works for me, I'll do it. If not, then forget it. But there are some exciting things that, like, I don't want to talk it because I don't know yet how I'm going to feel about it, if I'm going to do it really or not. But there are some things where I'm like excited about that will, you know, I would like to do a little bit more reality. Have you seen Traitors?
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to
We
do
fucking
Traitors.
love Traitors. You want to do Traitors?
I'm not afraid to say it. I want to do Traitors.
You would be fantastic on Traitors.
Thank you.
Okay, so you would do Traitors, which I think is fucking amazing.
Yes.
Like, love Traitors so much. It's
Me
seriously
too.
one of my favorite reality
so
shows. It's
good.
so good. You watched the last season with CT
Yes.
and they won.
Yeah.
Love. Cannot wait for the next season. I think it's going to be
Yes.
so good.
Yeah.
Dancing with the Stars is on now. Would you ever do Dancing with the Stars? Were you asked to do Dancing with the Stars?
Well, I love Dancing with the Stars. I think it's such a great show. I've watched it over the years. Was I asked? I'm not going to really talk about that, but I'm excited to see what the future holds, and I would never say no. So we'll see.
Okay. Any other reality shows you would think about? Like the chat. What about Love Island?
No, I know everyone, you know, when Leah was on it and, you know, she had a voice. So automatically were like, oh, you and Maria are the same.
Yeah, and then when they saw you guys hang out,
yeah,
it was like,
she's
oh my God,
great.
we have the two princesses of reality TV. Join forces.
I listen, if you're going to put me and say that I, remind you of a outspoken woman, I take it. I love it. Of course. She's great. Yeah. She's great. But the show itself, I gonna have to say no.
How did you feel about when people were like, Leah and Maria should do a podcast together?
Oh, I love that. I think she's a great person. I think she has a lot of funny stories to tell. So do I. Her and I in a room together, it can get messy in a great way. Yeah. But yeah, no, that it was amazing to see, people like loving us for the same reasons. Yeah. And no, she's amazing.
People were so excited to see you guys unite, myself included. Yeah, I was all right, we got Maria, who obviously came out as the queen of The Bachelor, Leah, the queen of Love Island, together, like brunette goddesses, taking over Montauk. It was like amazing to see. What's going on with your dating life right now?
Oh, honey. So there's a reason why New York was rated the worst city to date anyone. Listen, the way that I am, I'm ready, and
ready for like
a real relationship, but again, it's so hard for me because it's rare for me to really be into someone. Mm-hmm. But when I was here 2 months ago, I was so open. I talked about this briefly on a podcast where I was like, I've been open to talking to more than one person at a time, and I've never done that. Mm-hmm. I'm 30 and I've never done that. It's like I have my eyesight on one guy and I'm like, it's you, and I'm loyal to you before you're even loyal to me. Yeah. I'm just in.
It also has to do with you being like an honest upfront person.
I know. It's but honestly, truly, how do you spend time with a guy and have honest, true feelings and just really take it all in and then go see another guy the next day? What kind of sociopath?
I've never been that way.
I couldn't do it.
I've never been
some
that
girls
way.
Are man eaters, and sometimes I do respect it.
People have a roster. Yes. They have a bunch of guys.
But what the fuck is a roster when you have that one guy you're actually interested in? The roster doesn't exist. That's why I'm to me it's I try to play the way the men eater play, where I'm like, let's just fucking, I can't do it. So I'm stuck being alone until I figure it out.
You get your sight set on one guy.
Oh yeah.
Are you on dating apps? How are you meeting people?
So the only app that I've ever been on for years, even before the show, was Raya. And I said Raya because that's the American way, but I say Raya. But everyone's like, no. But Raya, yeah.
Raya. That's I feel like if you were to be on a dating app, that's the one everyone wants to be on.
Yeah, but I'm so confused. I've gotten all my friends on it, and people are like, I've been on waitlist. I'm like, really?
Yeah, people get waitlisted for a long time. Have you ever come across somebody on there where you're like, whoa, what are you doing on here? Like a celebrity or someone famous that you're like, what the fuck?
I feel like this has been talked about, but John Mayer is probably
I was just gonna say John Mayer. I feel like he's always popping up.
Yeah.
I feel like people also say Vinny from the Jersey Shore.
Oh, Vinny. You could just DM him and I'm sure he'll answer. What do you mean? You just need to go on Riot to do that. He's cool. I mean, I don't know him.
Yeah, we've met Vinny a couple of times before. Honestly, we haven't seen him in years, but when we first started the show, Vinny came on a couple of times, which is very funny.
But Riot to me is just to me it's at the time it was exciting. It's oh, let's just see who it is, but you can't I'm gonna date a guy in fucking Istanbul. That's what it is. It's there's everyone around the world. I'm like, nah, no, you can't.
So
take
you're
this
looking
serious.
for someone in New York City, or you would do long distance within the States?
So I was never a believer in long distance. I always used to tell the girls don't ever get yourself in that situation. It's just as much as whatever, it's just never gonna work. But now I'm more well, I love the city. I would like to live here one day and get a place, even if I'm back and forth. It's literally an hour flight. So that's probably I don't even know if I would consider it long distance because it's so easy.
Right.
But yeah, I'm kind of I'm open to meeting someone here. I'm open to meeting someone back home, although slim pickings. But for me, I'm open. And I think that you will make it work. I used to believe you couldn't, but no, if you really like someone, you'll make it work.
What's the criteria of someone you're looking for? And would you rather them be in the same business as you or not in the same business?
Well, It's so funny, like when you it's so funny when you like we think about it like that. Like to me, I'm like, well, I'm still living like a fully normal life where I can understand like people that I can potentially meet are living like this, like, you know, they're like actual celebrities, which it could be difficult for them. I'm not like, oh, I only want that opposed to that. It's like I'm willing to meet whoever and like be around whoever, and like who I click with is who I click with. It's gonna be difficult no matter what. Like I literally the other day went out with a friend from the show, and like honestly friend, and it was on Dumois the next day. That's shocking. I'm like, no one cares who the fuck I'm with.
They do though.
No, but they shouldn't. Like I was like shocked. I was like, wait, why? Yeah. But like you know what? Like to call a spade, yeah, it's gonna be fucking difficult regardless. And I feel like a lot of people after the fact, like we're writing like, I see Maria with an A-lister. I see Maria with that. I'm like, I don't look at this like, well, I want that.
They were calling you like the Tyler Cameron of the season.
Yeah.
Because he ended up dating Gigi Hadid right after.
Yes, listen.
And they were like, oh my God, who's Maria gonna what A-lister is she gonna step out with?
Yeah. Like to me, it's just so funny because like I've been around so many people that a lot of people wouldn't expect me to be around, but I keep it private. And like also like, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It's not like I'm like now because I went on The Bachelor. Now I'm like I gotta date fucking. I used to think Evan Peters was so hot. He is hot, but like you know, it's not like I'm like set on these things. I'm just kind of like being honest with myself. Where I'm like, I just want to meet someone who respects me, appreciates me, whatever. If he's in the business, great. If he's not, then I don't care. I see everyone as equal.
Good,
like, genuinely
funny guy.
Yeah. So I don't know. For me, it's just like it's just. Nothing. Maybe nothing excites me. I don't know. Maybe that's my
besides
problem.
horror movies.
That's the problem. No, that's the problem. I need help. But here's the thing. It's just like for me, it's just funny how people put this pressure on me to like, oh, I see Maria with this, and that. Well, doing this. I'm like,
there's really no pressure. It's really about who you like, what you like. You meet a really good guy who has a great personality, makes you laugh, makes you feel good about yourself, makes you feel confident, props you up. You know, you don't want to meet a guy because you are such a strong, confident woman that you want someone who's like very comfortable with themselves to be able to let you shine. Like that's the kind of guy, you know, and that'll happen.
Right. And it needs to happen naturally. But I just mean even in the sense of like what I'm doing with my life. Like it's like, oh, you know, I see comments being like, oh, Maria didn't take her like fan favorite thing to the next level. Like she should be posting. I'm like, guys, when I tell you I feel like I'm still a normal person, which I am, I'm leading my life that way.
Yeah. I think that's totally fair. And I think that it's whatever you're comfortable with. Like you don't have to be posting your 24/7 every move. So then people, because once they get a little bit, which is kind of what has happened, we've gotten a little bit of you. People want more. They want to know every detail. And it's okay to like leave some things for yourself.
Yes.
While also sharing some things. Like it's very possible to share while also having a life that is like intimate and private to yourself, which I think is the way to go.
Yeah.
You mentioned like way earlier on that, you know, sometimes when you're seen with people and whatever, you post an Instagram story, people automatically think.
Always.
You posted with Harry Jowsey.
Yes.
And people were like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
You know, like sometimes I feel like when you're out, you're with friends, whatever. What happened there on the Instagram story? Were you like, oh no, why is everyone thinking this?
Yeah, so it's just so funny because like he's part of the Unwell Network, and which I'm very close to everyone that's in the Unwell Network. So like
you are very integrated, and I think people are talking about you potentially joining down the line, which we don't have to talk about, but I think that's been talked about a ton. Yeah. And you're very integrated with those people.
Right. And like they're friends. And you know, whether it's business, whether it's like just fun and pleasure, it's fine. But like with Harry, genuinely, like we were just friends. He was in Toronto. I brought my girlfriends out. We brought him out. Like he was there for something else. Like I actually, like Harry was a very nice guy, which was kind of sad to see how people reacted towards him. I don't know, like again, with pop culture and like what's going on, like why people are hated. And I don't keep up with that stuff. I don't really know. But Harry, who he was to me, I met him through, you know, Alex, and like potentially in the future, could be business, could be not, whatever, but we were just like friendly, hanging out, and he was very sweet, and he met my friends. Everything was just like, and that's the thing, it's like people think I'm just like with him by myself. No, I'm with girlfriends,
right?
Like, and literally it was just a fun night out.
And like you're saying, sometimes how someone is perceived online, reality show, and how they treat you, you've never seen the show. You're just going to go based off how they treat you as a person.
Right.
And if they're nice to you, you're nice back to them.
Right. Like if anyone like that, because it even goes back to what I kind of dealt with. Like if people heard, you know, how the girls would talk about me, they would just automatically hate me if they just wanted to believe what everyone says. Right. But mind you, again, like I'm not saying he's innocent. And he knows
he's surely not innocent.
Oh, believe me, you. Like he knows he's not. And like I've given him shit. Like if he fucks around, he's gonna find out with me. But like regardless, above all that, like we were just hanging out very friendly, where I'm like, what the, like, I can't even, like, I get it. Not everyone's gonna be perfect. And mind you, I will call a bitch out. Like, I don't care who he is. He knows this. And I think he respects me for it because I'm not just one of those girls that just be like, Harry. And I'm like, God, no, Harry. You fucker. Like, you disrespect a bitch, I'm gonna kick your ass. But besides that, no, it was very friendly and I respect him. He respects me. And I think that's what's kind of like what I kind of lean on, where I'm like, yeah, I can do that. But then also, again, like, it's always me like trying to like clear the air, be like, no, guys, let me just set the record straight. I am single right now. I am not seeing anyone in the franchise, whether that's Bachelor, Love Island, no reality TV people. I'm not seeing any of them. And that's that.
And that closes that.
No, seriously,
that closes that.
It does. It should.
Yes, it should.
We'll see.
Mentioning the Unwell Network, and can you talk about any plans with them going forward? Like, are you interested? You don't have to say anything set in stone, but I think people can kind of gather with how much time you've been spending with Alex and like everyone who's a part of it.
Yeah. Well, I've been lucky enough to like actually have a friendship with Alex. Like it wasn't just an interview that day with her and I think that like we actually became like good friends, and you know, she respects me enough to like bring me along for the ride. Obviously there's things, you know, we'll potentially see in the future. I think above all else, like we work together very well and it won't be the last of her and I. But we'll see.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. That's awesome to hear. I think people are excited for that. Yes. All right, let's get into some pop culture topics.
Tell me, update
which
me.
we talked about, and we'll touch on them. There's some things going on, and I kind of want your take, and also you may not even know what we talked about this. You may not know, but I'm going to talk about it. Please. And I want your opinion, even if you don't even know. We love getting to go to live events, concerts. Noah's going to a concert this week for his favorite
Tedeschi Trucks, man. I literally can't wait.
Thanks to Game Time. We all know Game Time helps us out with tickets, and they are the official ticketing partner of Barstool Sports. You know how much we love Game Time, and now with their brand new Game Time Picks feature, they're making it even easier to get to a game. Game Time Picks filters out the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats, so you do not have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets. Like Noah, he was looking through, he said, boom, that's my favorite band, I gotta go thanks to Game Time. Just pull up your chosen event and turn on GT Picks setting at the top of the screen, or browse the best local Game Time pick deals near you on your Game Time app homepage. What are you waiting for? Get those Game Time tickets. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code CHICKS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms do apply. Again, create an account and redeem code CHICKS for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. What time is it? It is game time. Get those tickets.
I love it.
Okay, so we're going to go. First story that I want to talk about is Liam Payne's ex, Maya Henry, has been outspoken about their relationship prior to this moment. But there was a story that's been going around like the One Direction fandom for a long time. It's like Liam Payne said somebody in the band threw him against a wall, and like everyone's talked about this. Yeah. And now like Liam being at Niall Horan's concert and like making a fool out of himself. People were talking about him. And then Maya Henry stepped in and basically was like, he told me it was Zayn. Zayn pushed him against the wall, which I feel like...
I can see that.
Yeah, I feel like just like growing up, you want to know these stories. Like you want to know like the exact details of what's going on. And I feel like, yeah, this adds up to me. Like I could see Zayn, he was the first one to break up the band. When you hear about the stories of like, do you remember the story about him and like Yolanda, like him fighting with Yolanda?
That's
like,
crazy. Never fight the person's mom.
Right. So I'm like,
don't bring family into this
like,
shit.
Maybe this isn't good with Zayn. You know what I mean?
But what is the girlfriend saying?
Well, this is Liam's ex-girlfriend who has been very open with her toxic relationship with Liam Payne. Like she's been open that like he was not good in this relationship and actually really bad. And I was never somebody who was like, I've talked about this before, like a huge One Direction fan of them, like as a band, but more so like Harry later on with the Fine Line album is like when I became a big fan. So like when I hear the lore of like One Direction and stuff, I'm always like, oh my god, like there's probably
it's still always going to be interesting,
right? Like my younger self is like, even though I wasn't like a huge fan of the band and their music, I was a huge fan of like always pop culture and like what happened behind the scenes there. So I find
no matter what it is, we always want to know the behind the scenes.
Right. I'm very interested in what happened there, but it seems like I'm gonna trust her that it was Zayn who pushed Liam Payne.
Yeah, but we could have called that. But also, like you said, she was writing a book.
She did write a book.
About Liam.
So the book that she wrote was fiction, but inspired by true events. So like
hate that.
So she wrote it under like fake characters, but like inspired by things that actually happened to her, rather than it being just like straight up, this is what happened.
Right.
But I think a lot of it like kind of refers to things that Liam Payne did. People have just been talking about Liam Payne recently because of him at the Niall Horan concert, where it just seemed like he was just like taking over the concert and like making a spectacle of himself. Like everyone was filming him, he was like dancing weird and like making everything on him. Meanwhile, Harry was there and was like very like, you know,
Harry was there the same night?
It wasn't the same night, but when Harry was there, it was like very secretive, like someone just heard Harry was there or saw him. He wasn't like making a big thing out of it. But Liam was there and Liam was like, I'm here, like selfie with Niall, like I'm dancing a lot.
Yeah.
So like he's looking for that shine, obviously.
Yeah, I think because like, well, Harry's like kind of continuing his career and like has done very well like on his own. And I think that like Liam kind of fell back on like, I don't know, he kind of started a whole new life where he's with this girl and like
I think
has
he's
nothing
like engaged now.
Yeah, like he's, you know, it's very different. And I think it probably is still excited to like be, I don't know. I feel like it's because, I don't know, one continued with this and it's kind of like old.
Harry doesn't like need
that's okay, but thank you.
Yeah, Harry doesn't need the people like running after him at Niall's concert. Harry has his own concerts where people are flocking to.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yes.
And
where
I think
Liam is like, ooh, I'm here, like pay attention to me.
Yeah, but I think he didn't need to do the most because I think Liam should know. And honestly, Liam, I'm sorry that you feel like you had to do all that because
you said sorry.
But like, yeah, no, I think it just goes to like the contrast is like, he has his career still, one kind of doesn't, and I think that's why
it's a contrast where Liam's like, oh my god, guess what, everybody, I am going to the Niall Horan concert. Meet and greet with me there. Like he was hosting meet and greet.
Because he probably misses the old life, you know?
Right.
Like,
he's like, guys, let's get back together.
Shit.
He's like, let's get the band back together. I won't. It's okay if Zayn pushes me up against the wall. I'll do it again. I'll welcome
do it again. Let's go.
He's like, come on, at least I'll be famous. Right. So tough for Liam. But I don't think that he was great in that relationship, so I don't necessarily feel bad for him.
I don't know what's going on with that. If he did something wrong, then sorry, fuck you. But again, I don't know. But again, Harry's on a different level.
Harry's on a different level than everybody. That's just a fact. Bianca and Kanye. So Kanye and his wife Bianca, they were allegedly getting a divorce, and now they were seen out and about again. I don't understand these two. Every time I see them, it makes me nauseous. I don't understand what's going on here. I wish that she would wear clothes.
I was just gonna say, was she clothed when she was seen out?
She had a little bit more on. She had like these furry boots on, but it's just more like, stand up for yourself, because clearly Kanye is making you do all of these things, and that's what makes me sick.
Okay, side note, like without, if you want to keep this in, I don't know, but is it true that her family is like in the mafia? Like,
I don't know.
In fucking like, where's she from?
I have no idea.
Apparently she comes from like a long line of like mafiosos. Like she's like well off. She's like in Ukraine or something.
Oh, daughter of a notorious Australian gangster.
Oh my God. And he was a notorious figure compared to Al Capone in Melbourne.
There it is. So like, that's why I'm like, she comes from like a well-off family where like, I want to believe that if she wanted to speak up, she would. And I don't think that like,
shit.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
She's the daughter of a notorious Australian gangster jailed for heroin dealing, and her uncle was dubbed Melbourne's Al Capone and was sentenced to death in the 80s. What?
Yeah, that's what I heard. So,
and you'd say you don't know pop culture and you just sprung this on me.
well,
I had
you know
no
what?
idea.
Listen, I know some things, just not all things. But what I can say about what I feel about her is that I think that, I know this might sound crazy, but I don't think that Kanye does run the shit in that relationship. I think she's doing what she knows that she wants to do.
You think she wants to walk around like this?
Yeah, honestly, yes. Because think about it truly. Like, if you really, like, think about it. When I don't know, I can't imagine her being forced into a thong. I can imagine
Kanye, like, he's so, like,
I can see him being like,
evil.
oh, we like this, because even he did it with Kim, where he was making her
he
dress.
made her
like,
dress a certain way.
Right.
So I'm like, I can only imagine he's making her dress this way.
100%. He was probably saying, you know, this could be cool, but I want to believe that she's doing because she's like, yeah, fuck it, I want to do it. Because I don't know, she doesn't, I feel like she can be a tough bitch. And maybe I want to believe that she's a tough bitch and she'll put him in his place if need be. But that's why I'm like, I want to believe that she comes from this family.
I feel like you're like,
she has it in her. She'll rip him an ass.
I think you're rooting for her to
I
do
am
it.
rooting for her.
But what's happening is that Kanye is like dictating her life.
I hope not. I really hope
it's horrible.
not.
But
because I hope like look at her family, like she can kick his ass. It's fine.
You just keep going back. You're like, but
well, because I'm like, come on, like you're whatever. But I don't know. She looks hot, and honestly, if anyone's gonna pull off a fucking thong, it's her. But at the same time, like, what's this news about her being divorced? Like, why did that come about? Because to me, she was good with the family. She was good with the kids.
They were seen out. She was seen out with the kids a lot, which surprised me.
And has a good relationship apparently with Kim.
Yeah, it did surprise me because I was always like, I could see like Kim or the rest of them being like, we can't let this naked woman hang out with our daughter all the time.
When she was forcing her kid not to dress like Ice Spice.
Like, they are the Kardashians. So, you know, they are like, Kourtney Kardashian has like her skeletons in sex positions on her lawn.
Yep.
So.
Oh, yep.
Yeah.
That's the thing. You'll never really know.
Right.
And this goes back to like, this is full circle moment. That's why there's always more to the story. And I think that like, we all are just curious people and we all want to know.
Right.
But if she's being held against her will to wear a thong, put me in a room with Kanye and I'll deal with it.
You're going to deal with Kanye?
And I'll put him in
I think
a
a lot of people want someone to deal with Kanye.
No, I know, for real. But yeah, no, I didn't know that they were getting, or the talks in the town was
but then they were seen
divorced.
together again, so who knows. Moving on, Kendrick Lamar and Rihanna both turned down Coachella. Now, I've never been to Coachella.
Yes.
You've been to Coachella?
I've been to Coachella.
What are your thoughts on Coachella? Like, is it as fun as advertised? Do you think it's become more of like a take your picture and go type of thing?
Well, I went like years ago, but regardless, I feel like it's still kind of always the same. It's for the hype of it rather than just like kind of really enjoying it, because I'm very claustrophobic. There's no way you're gonna see me in a crowd of people. So
no music festival for you.
Yeah, it's hard for me.
Yeah.
But I think like if you know, really enjoy the headliner and you enjoy the music, you can sit way back where the fuck you want to sit and still enjoy it. I think, you know, it's way too big. The walking is crazy. It's packed. I don't know. I don't want to shit on it. I think it could be a great experience depending on who you're there for. But I don't know why they would cancel.
Well, they didn't cancel. They turned it down. But I think
turned it down.
I think that Coachella, it's really made for somebody who can go all in on a 3-day festivity weekend. And if they love the music, like I do think people still go for the love of the music. Like there are people who are diehard. They get there. There's a lot. I mean, thousands and thousands and thousands of people go to Coachella. They're not all posting on Instagram. Like there are people there for the love of the music, which I love.
It all depends who you're going for.
And it depends on what kind of person you are, if you can withstand a 3-day festival like Coachella. For myself, I know I'm not like a 3-day extravaganza kind of gal. So
you get drained
really have to love the artist. I think that Rihanna is so fucking amazing, but I think right now she's like living her life. She's like, I don't have to work
She's
on
a
this
mom.
Coachella. She's a mom.
She's
She
doing
did the
things
Super
differently.
Bowl. She's like, I'm good. Like, I'm
Yeah.
a billionaire. Like, I want to focus on my life. I don't need to prepare a Coachella set.
Has she ever headlined Coachella before?
No, she's never headlined Coachella. And then for Kendrick, I feel like Kendrick's having such a moment in the past year.
Why wouldn't he do it?
Yeah, but I almost feel like it's kind of, no, I want to know your opinion on this. Kendrick not doing it, it's kind of like he's staying more like low key. Like if he gets too into it, then people might be like, okay, he's not as cool. But since he's turning down Coachella, it's like, all right, he's having his cool moments, but he's also
he's doing the
laying
Super
low
Bowl,
key.
so it's like he already has that.
Oh, he
Yeah.
is doing the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Right.
Okay,
right.
yeah, because I was going to say, he made his statement. He's been very low key about it. He just kind of put it out there, was like, listen, you know, he kind of like, would we say he won the battle?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I feel like the whole thing now is to say you turn something down is cool. So
It's
like
better than saying
now
you're
that
gonna
Kendrick's
do
doing
it.
the Super Bowl, Drake's like people put out like, well, he turned the Super Bowl down like 100 times. So like he could have done it.
Yeah, but like,
Drake said that?
His people like put it out being like he's turned the Super Bowl down many times.
well,
Which I'm sure he had. Like
I mean,
maybe,
yeah,
I'm sure
but
he's been
like-
asked before.
right, but I think they do that to like you said, to sound
Exactly.
cool. But I
Yeah.
think it's awesome Kendrick's doing the Super Bowl.
Me too. Now that I
yeah.
know that, that's amazing.
Yeah, I think it's awesome. And I think if he's doing the Super Bowl, he doesn't have to do Coachella. It's like,
Oh, yeah, definitely
because
not.
if you're doing both,
It's like you're
then
doing too much.
It's overkill. Then it's like,
That's it.
all right, you were
Yeah.
cool, and now like we get it.
Yes.
So I'm excited for Kendrick doing the Super
he's
Bowl,
gonna kill the Super Bowl.
and I feel like
Are you going against Canadians though? Like
You see, that's the problem. Like, listen, I'm Canadian, and they're both going at it. I was enjoying both sides, but Kendrick did well, and I'm not gonna like discredit that.
and we're there for the music at the end
Yeah,
of the day.
that's it.
Give us good songs, and we'll listen to all of them.
And he gave me the good line to say, you know, don't tell lies about me, and I won't tell truths about you.
And I
That's, like, the
love
way
that
I,
line.
like,
or
yes.
I hate the way that you sneak diss.
Oh,
If I
so-
catch flight, it's going to be direct. It's
there
like,
it is.
you know, I don't want
That's
people
it.
to make fun of us for taking
Bars.
those literally, but like I do take that literally.
No, me too.
Like it
This
will
is
be
personal.
It is personal.
It's personal.
It's not a friendly game.
No. So listen, you
Now
gotta
we're just
respect
doing
it.
word for word.
Yeah, I know, literally. But you gotta respect it. So yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, kudos to both for putting up the fight, but
We're here for the music.
we're here.
Thank you for the music.
Thank you.
Rum Haven is made with real coconut water with no artificial flavors or preservatives, which means it's all real, which makes it absolutely delicious because they believe Mother Nature knows best. We started drinking Rum Haven back in April when Fran's Bachelorette rolled around, and I've been carrying that through the summer, through the fall, because you can make any fall drink with Rum Haven as well. Maybe you want a little espresso martini with Rum Haven. It's absolutely delicious. Or you want to stick to your summer drink and just do some fruit punch, some juice, maybe like make a little rum punch, whatever you want. Anything is possible with Rum Haven, or it's so delicious you could just drink it straight over ice because it's made with real coconut water, not fake, because Mother Nature does it best. You can find out where to pick up a bottle of Rum Haven for yourself by visiting rumhaven.com. Once again, you can find out where to pick up a bottle of Rum Haven for yourself by visiting rumhaven.com. Last topic.
Yes.
So, Love Island USA's Hannah Smith was arrested for allegedly going off the rails and threatening to kill a police officer. Really not great. A police officer, this is from TMZ, a police officer was on the scene and tried to take Hannah to an Uber when the reality star allegedly tried punching the cop with a closed fist. Hannah was handcuffed, but the officer says she attempted to kick the cop multiple times. She was placed under arrest and was in the police car on the way to jail when she allegedly repeatedly threatened to kill the officer and the officer's sister. Oh, so the officer and the officer's sister.
Why was the officer's sister there?
She threatened
Like,
to
bring your family to work day? Like, what is happening?
She just threatened to kill the whole family.
Oh my God.
She was at a concert when this happened, was escorted out for being disorderly. This is just straight up not good. You can't do that.
No,
it's
you
just a
can't.
plain
Yeah,
old
no.
game of you can't do that.
No.
ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Did she like do well on the show? Like, does she have a lot of followers? Is she influential right now? Where this is like a big case?
I would say like,
Well, it's always. Gonna
how
be a
would
big
you word
case.
it? Like people liked her. She didn't necessarily make it far, and
she was like a vibes. on
yeah,
the
she
show.
was like
she wasn't like aggressive. So is this coming out of left field, or you're like kind of like?
I feel like
I
anyone
can see this
threatening
from
to
her.
kill a cop is probably
yeah,
out of left field.
right. I think any of them threat to kill a cop, I'd be like, whoa.
Or it's like, yeah, I saw that coming.
That's where I'm like, do we see it coming, or are we like, what the fuck? So where's she now?
I don't know. I don't know what the update is on that, but
Well.
she can't be. I would imagine not in great spirits after this.
Yeah,
whole thing,
no,
you know?
that's very embarrassing. Damn. Well, I don't know what happened that night, what transpired, but to threaten a cop like that is just.
And the sister.
And the sister. Come on, what the sister do?
The sister took a stray shot there, which is just unfortunate all around. But hey, you may have drama outside the show. You may have to talk about things on TikTok.
Yeah.
But you were not arrested.
Thank you. Yeah.
You were not arrested.
I was never arrested. I don't plan on being arrested. I can't promise you guys anything.
Would you be like, if you did something that was like not so bad and you ended up with a mugshot?
Those
I can't
t-shirts would
imagine
sell.
myself.
You know, like a merch, like mugshot of you.
Yeah, like that's pretty.
But it would have
well,
to
I don't
be
wanna say
like
it's iconic.
something we can still like root.
Yeah,
for
like
you
what?
for.
What do people get arrested for? Like, what's the lowest? Like, I'd say
Public
no.
intoxication.
Yeah, like if
Okay, there you
if
go.
were just
Okay,
drunk
catch me being publicly
if you were just drunk
intoxicated
in
one day.
public, but you didn't threaten anybody, and you
Oh.
were just wasted.
Oh, I could see that happening for sure. After I leave here, guys, call
outside the
cops.
Barstool
Call
Sports
the cops.
office
Get me a mugshot.
with your devil, with your devil
like
horns
this is
and
the
the mugshot.
perfect mugshot right now.
Yeah.
No, but that's very unfortunate. I feel bad because it makes me sad because obviously she probably woke up the next day being like, what the fuck just happened?
Oh my God, you have to be waking up being like,
And
what the
it
fuck
just-
did I do last night?
Yeah, because even
In the
we don't know
in the jail
details.
cell, you're like, what?
Oh,
when you're
for
coming
sure.
to and the alcohol is wearing off,
Oh.
and all of a sudden you have
You regret everything.
that's got to be the worst hangover of your life.
Yeah.
in jail.
Because not only now you're like in jail, but then you have to wake up to know that it's on a public forum where you're like, now you have to answer not only to your family and friends, but to the world.
Right.
And
Answer
you're
to
like,
the
what
world.
the fuck
And then
did I just do?
You have to make a TikTok about it and
Oh.
explain.
Well, then wait on that TikTok. I'll be waiting on that TikTok.
Right.
And watch. It's going to make, what's so funny? This world is kind of corrupt and fucked. Like, she's going to make a TikTok and she's going to make so much money from that TikTok. And then this is all going to just end up being like good publicity for her.
That's what the world is now. Is like no matter
unfortunate.
bad things, it's like
Oh, good or bad, you're going to win.
like you get
in
they're
some
like,
way.
well, we're waiting to see what she has to say, so her follower count is probably going up.
People want to see you fail, but they'll follow you anyways. And
Yeah.
like, it's crazy.
It's a hate follow.
It is. But that's the thing. I think you become more successful when it, like, in regards to, like, how crazy you are. If you're the craziest, you're going to do real well.
Mm-hmm.
If you're, like, just lay back, just want to chill and, like, enjoy your life, you're not going to do so well.
Mm-hmm.
People are going to
need
be
a little
bored.
bit of that crazy.
You got to have a little crazy in you. And that's why I'm like right on the borderline of, like, I want to go on and just live a normal life. But you guys want to drag me into some crazy shit, I'm game.
You're there
I'm
with
game.
your devil horns ready to go,
Yes.
and I'm right next to you with my witch hat. Okay,
Yeah, that's
I'm
it.
right next to you with the witch
Because
hat.
you know what
ready
it
to go.
is? The people who know you behind the scenes, if they respect you, they'll always have your back.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why I'm like, I'm not worried. Like, I let's go.
Yeah, let's do
Because
it.
I'm like, okay, now
I'm like, wait, what else should I ask you now that I have you entering like your new alter ego in this moment? I feel like you're transforming into the Joker into the chair, and I'm like,
right?
okay, well, what else do you want to talk about and get off your chest?
Listen, the best thing in this industry is to be self-aware and to just know, there's gonna be fugazi people, there's gonna be fucking the good, the bad, and the ugly. Just be ready for whatever comes your way, and I am.
you are ready. You are ready to go. Anything else?
But I will not fight a cop.
No. Anything else you want to get off your chest? Anything you've been thinking about where you're like, I really just want to clear this up. People are always saying it to me. I want to clear the air, and this is the platform to do it.
I actually don't even know. I think I've been an open book.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always open to, like, if you have any questions I can answer. Like, I don't think I have anything that I'm like, please know this about me. I think, what you see is what you get.
Mm-hmm.
If you like me, follow along. If you don't,
Come
then-
along the path.
Yeah, like, come on over, whatever.
Follow on Instagram.
Yeah.
Follow on TikTok.
And the funny thing is, I give my number out to so many people. It's crazy. But, like, I'm, like, just, like, open to just being cool with everyone, finding peace.
Mm-hmm.
But, again, I'm a Virgo rising Leo. Like, it's the yin and the, what is it? Yin and the yang.
Yin and yang. I'm a Leo.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
See?
So it's like the yin and yang, yeah.
What's your rising?
Taurus.
I'm Moon Taurus. Oh, such
My
a
moon
good
is in
combination.
Aries.
Oh, ooh.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, that I don't know too much about. But, you know, like, hey, we're all just human. We're all navigating ourselves in different ways. I think we all desperately just want peace. And I just
and a little bit of drama.
A little bit. Listen, I'll admit I thrive in drama. I do. It's because I'm good at it. Because, again, I have nothing to hide. But I think at the end of the day, we're all human. We all just want to respect other people and be respected. And I think people need to stop reading too much into things. And if you want to know the truth, just ask me.
Who do you hate the most in the Bachelor franchise?
Hold me back. No, well,
you're like, be respectful, but if you want to know the truth, and I'm like, let me ask the darkest question I can ask.
Yeah, now I'm like gonna like be political.
It doesn't even have to.
I don't hate anyone.
It doesn't have to be hate. Dislike, not respect.
You know, it's so funny to me because a lot of people who watch the show will be upset if people start becoming like influencer and like being like whatever. They'll be like, oh, you just wanted to go on the show for all the wrong reasons. But then someone like me who doesn't like to post too much, then it's like, well, you're not using your platform enough. And I think the people that I dislike the most are the people who went on for ulterior motives and just won't admit it. It just kind of cringes me a little bit. But I think I don't hate anyone. Obviously, there is maybe someone that I think collectively we all don't really care for. But I honestly don't hate anyone. I think it's a waste of time to hate people. I think, but again,
not care
let them
for
come for me and then you'll see who I really hate.
Okay.
But until then, I'm cool.
And we can end on a positive note. Who do you love the most?
Who do I love the most? Oh, I love the sisters from my season. They were like the closest things to me, and they were the most honest, like cool people. I know it's so funny that two sisters went on the show, but like they're great people. Who else do I love?
Even
oh my God, I love Charity.
Oh, Charity is so sweet.
Put me and Charity in a room together. It is the best. It's just so entertaining.
I love Charity. She's so real.
Oh my! But that's why I fuck with her, because she's just so genuine. Like I love Charity and I love Dawn. I love them so much. I love Greer. Greer was on a past season. Again, I think who people will see, who I naturally gravitate towards, are people that are like-minded and don't answer to bullshit, but will answer to what they need to clear their fucking name. And I like that. I like people that are not afraid to get a little dirty and speak the truth, even if it's going to piss people off. And I respect that. So yeah, there's a lot of people that I love, but fuck, man, Charity and I were trouble. But it's great.
I love it. I love to hear that.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That actually warms my heart, because I really do love Charity from the couple of times I've been around her. And she was so real and awesome. And like, I was so excited when we met her and talked to her before her season even aired. I was like, this interview, it feels so different to me than usual interviews with contestants. And I was like, I can really feel her energy, which I really love.
She's great.
But Maria, thank you so much for answering all of my questions. Thank you for talking pop culture with me, even though maybe you didn't know all of it. Always a blast. And thank you for bringing your devil horns so that we can get the true Maria in this seat in the spirit of Halloween.
I feel so myself.
We love you. We thank you. And everybody follow Maria and follow her on this journey of love, peace, respect, and drama along the way. So thanks, Maria.
No, thank you for having me. Honestly, I wanted to do this, and this is so exciting for me.
Okay. Thank you, everybody.
Oh my God, I love you.
That was so fun. There's a lot of wedding talk on this podcast, a lot of wedding planning. I have my wedding in April. It's coming around the corner. It's going to be here before I know it. And with Zola, you can plan your entire wedding in one convenient place. I used Zola to send out my save the dates this past summer, and it was so convenient, easy. I have the Zola app on my phone, which makes it so easy for me to tackle these tasks. From the day you get engaged and search for that venue to the day you send out your save the dates or make your registry, even taste your cake, Zola has literally everything you need to make the process super easy and actually enjoyable. I think the Zola app is so incredibly easy to use. I sent out the link to my guests. They filled it out. Then it was on Zola, and I was able to print envelopes with the address on it and my save the dates ready to go. They just got shipped to me. I had to mail them out, and it was a very easy process thanks to Zola. Zola helps couples plan the wedding they really want. And like I said, that app is so easy. You could just do it from your couch. It's a 5-star app for a reason. With tons of unique features and personalized recommendations based on a couple's preferences, every Zola wedding is as unique as the couple planning it. Their wedding pros are on a call to walk couples from question to answer at any time. So you can start planning at Zola.com, or if you know someone that needs to start planning and you want to help them out, consider Zola. Start planning at Zola.com. That's ZOLA.com. All right, everyone, that wraps up today's episode of Chicks in the Office. Thank you so much for watching and listening. We love you guys so much. And I just want to send out my thoughts and prayers to everybody that has been affected by Hurricane Helene in the Southeast. I am praying for you guys. I'm thinking of you guys. And now with Hurricane Milton headed towards Florida as well, I just want everyone to know that we are keeping you in our thoughts and prayers, everybody who has been affected by this horrendous hurricane and the upcoming one as well. We would love to help. So if there's any ways that we can help, please message me or please message Chicks in the Office. We would really love to help in any way that we can. I love you guys so much, and I'm really thinking of you guys, praying for you guys. I love you guys, and we are always here for you.